What I'm intending to do today is get the subframe ready, the new hoop ready for welding to the frame, and I'm going to do that by adding this to the front to make it a complete hoop. What I'm going to do is weld that onto there and then cut that section out so that it drops on and welds to the side of the frame. I'll get all that ready, all cut, marked up, ready in place, and then take some measurements so I know where I am, and then the original subframe can be all chopped up out the way. I might also put the little pins on that take the rubbers for the tank, and then the tank can be in place. I can check all that is right, tack it in place, put supports down here. But the first is to get that attached to there, join that. I've got some little slugs that go, it's just been cut, slugs that go in there, and join that together, and then I'll cut a section out and so it will ready to weld onto there. And that's today. So now that's welded together, I'm going to cut out this section in the middle, and then that should drop into place. So it's just a matter of measuring that, cutting out a chunk out of there, and then that should fit in quite nicely, ready for welding onto the frame. Right, so that's cut and welded together, and all it need to do now is put it back where it was, and that should now be ready to weld onto the sides. I'd only just got started and done the tank mount outside when it started to rain, so I've moved inside. I've got it marked out for where the subframe, the hoop is going to weld on to the frame, and what I've decided to do is similar to the tank mount. I'm going to drill it and I'm going to put this piece of tube on through the frame, tack that, and then the subframe will fit onto that, so it'll give it a nice solid mount. And like a mechanical fix as well as a welded fix, and then once that's done, before it can be welded in, I have to cut the old subframe off, and that's the point of no return. I could build the bike back up as it is now and you'll be fine. Once that's cut, that's it. So fingers crossed, here we go. So that's all cut out, ready now, that's clamped together. So as you can see, that is almost supported on its own. There's no way, once there's a support piece welded in there, that can pull off. So now I have cut some tube, slightly smaller diameter but thicker wall, to make the side supports. I've also drilled a hole in there and put some little pins on the end so that physically cannot move, and then I will weld that into there, and that is completely self-supporting anyway. It can't move there, it can't move there, and then once it's braced up with the other bits and bobs, it will be fine. So just in case my welding isn't actually up to it, it has got some mechanical supports. So now I'll cut the other one and I will weld them in, and that will be the subframe ready. So now that's tacked in and aligned, to make sure I get the best weld possible, I can cut that off, and now I should be able to just flex that a little bit, there you go, and take that off, get a better angle, get a better weld. So that's that. As you can see, it's all in now. Tank sits nice. It needs a support to support the tank, so it's not just sat on the frame there. Might box that in somehow, or maybe put a support across there. Probably just to hide this unfinished bit of frame, I might put a little web down here, a little gusset thing, box in the end of that. And then now I can take this off and weld it up on the bench so it's nice and solid, get a good weld on it before I do the final welds to the frame and to here. Also means I can get in to weld any bits around here that I want to do first, but that is just supported on them pins there and on them pins there, and as you can see, that is pretty tight. That's just falling apart, but that is pretty solid as it is. So I'm happy with that. I'm confident that the back end isn't going to collapse as I'm riding along. It's still pretty stiff there. There is a bit of movement, but it isn't welded. So I think once that's welded, get some brace pieces in, or even a pan along the bottom, that's going to be nice and solid. I was considering not putting these in and doing some sort of cantilever support there. I don't know what you think. You leave me a comment, see if you think that would be better. There's still possibilities of change, and leaving that back end completely open, I just worry that that would be just a little bit too flexible. Maybe not, or even a shorter support that goes there. That's the back of the seat, middle of the seat is there, so it wouldn't have a huge amount of weight. I think most of this is going to be seat hump. Leave me a comment. What do you think? I may end up going with the popular opinion and changing it. So that's it. Subframe's done. This is as far as I wanted to go. Next time it will be welding all this up, putting in possibly an under tray, bracing all that up, getting everything ready, and then we will be probably somewhere near starting to strip the bike and for the frame to go for powder coating. So I'll need to check the cable runs and where I'm going to put any of the moved electrical components, but it is progressing quite nicely. So if you've liked this video and you want to see more of this build, hit the like, subscribe button, maybe the notifications bell, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Motorcycle Meanderings, and I'll see you next time.